bound only by frozen memories. It's hard. Racing on these broken
Right, so welcome back to another epic little podcast with your host, Tamir25. That's me, guys. That's me. I'm Tamir25. Welcome back to another epic podcast with me and the T4 Army as we continue to embark on this little journey. That's right. We got a special little journey for you guys today. As always, if you guys are interested in being a guest on the show, then all you need to do is drop a comment down in the Discord chat and let me know if you want to join, and I can give you special privileges so you guys can join the T4 Army podcast. Every single Friday, we're here live for you guys with the most hottest topic known to mankind on the internet. As always, big shout out goes to the guys for joining us in today's podcast. I can welcome warmly the experienced and well-versed Mr. Exodus D, everybody. Welcome, Exodus D.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
So, Exodus is going to be the guest on today's show. I don't know if anybody else will be jumping in between today. I'm sure there'll be some comments to read out from you guys who'll be watching us live over at youtube.com and twitch.tv. I can say that for the first time ever, nobody is over at youtube.com from what I can see. Well, no one smashed the first comment with the first like and the first view. But over at twitch.tv, we got the infamous Electric Skateboard keeping it lit for your point T4. Well done, Electric Skateboard. Dude, I'm telling you what, even before I even start, dude's in the chat. Anyway, massive shout out goes out to him. And obviously, we can't start without saying a massive shout out to the sponsors. As always, without them, this wouldn't be possible. We got the infamous CD Keys, Cinch Gaming, and not forgetting the infamous Razor.com. And also, we got the T4 Army merch. If you guys never bought any merch before, go and check out the store. We got brand spanking new stuff for you guys to tantalize your taste buds and grab yourself something cool for summertime. Also, not forgetting over at twitch.tv, we got the infamous G2A.com. And not forgetting G4G and Streamlabs, keeping those donations lit, live, and streamlined straight to my goddamn bank account. So thank you very much to everybody who's ever donated to the live stream or to the podcast, for that matter. Either way, we're gonna kick off with everybody who's here. Hopefully it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. I hope you guys are interested, to say the least, because otherwise, damn, it's not gonna be a very good podcast today. But I'm sure we will make up the grounds. I'm just literally trying to just sort out these little things that aren't actually currently working. Just give me a second. My computer recently did an update and it kind of messed everything up. So I'm just trying to get this right. It all looks okay now anyway. Right, so yeah. That's pretty much where we at. We got some awesome topics. First topic of the day, obviously, goes to the Hong Shing. That's right. If you guys don't know, this is an infamous restaurant in Toronto. And basically, they are facing a tribunal backlash after full discrimination, racism, whatever you want to call it, against a black Patreon. So this was reported on by the Star, and the Toronto restaurant ordered to pay $10,000 after asking black Patreons to prepay for their meals in case they decide to steal them and not pay for them instead. This was written by Victoria Gibson from The Star, and it goes on to say that the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal has ordered a downtown Toronto restaurant to pay 10,000 smackers to a black man after ruling it's discriminated against him by asking the man and his 3 friends, all black, to prepay for their meals. In her ruling released earlier this month, adjudicator Asa Kodjo found Shing Chinese restaurant discriminated against Emily Wickham, written in her decision that he was presumed to be a potential thief in waiting despite any evidence to that effect. This is the young black man who got victimized by that goddamn restaurant. That's right. I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening to even think that this kind of thing is going on. I mean, the irony is that Chinese people are now discriminating against the blacks. I mean, in Jesus Christ. I mean, just because the black man doesn't mean he's going to steal everything in your goddamn restaurant. All you're doing is serving food anyway. So anyway, just to wrap up this story a little bit, the restaurant says that it is appealing the outcome. Good luck with that one. On the night of the 28th birthday in May 2014, Emily Wickham and 3 friends went out to the restaurant in Dunstan St. and Central Avenue, a block east of University Avenue, to celebrate. Wickham, now 31 at the time, a New York University student who worked as a legislative usher at the Ontario Legislative Assembly, was born in Trinidad and Tobago and immigrated to Canada more than a decade ago. A decision document in the case describes him as visibly black or Afro-Caribbean. All of the members of Wickham's group that night were black, according to the decision released on April 18th. After the group sat down, the server told them they would need to pay in advance of being served their meals. They asked the server whether this was necessary, and the server said it was their policy. Obviously, they fucking lied. And basically, there was a backwards and forwards commotion that happened between the two, and basically, they found out that the motherfucker was lying. So, on February 2017, the Star profile on the restaurant said it was opened by Lee's parents, Ron and Ann, about 20 years ago, and that Colin Lee has recently taken over its management. He could not be reached on the cell phone number Monday. An employee of the restaurant who answered the phone Monday deferred comments to their lawyer. Lawyer David M. Goodman, listed in previous documents from the case as Shing's lawyer, said he wasn't involved after mediation in the case failed. So basically, this is what happened. This is the takeaway. This is the story. But the question I really want to pass off to you guys, especially to my little friend Exodus D, is do you know much about this story happening in Canada? And if you do, isn't it blatant racism, or am I just barking up the wrong tree here, Exodus?
I mean, I did very slightly hear about this story a couple days ago, and like in my mind, like just all around, it's like a fucked up situation because they're discriminating against people about something that's like completely irrelevant about what's going on. They're just out having a dinner, and then they're just thinking since they're black they're gonna steal, but they're just there to eat and pay for the meal afterwards like any other normal person would. But they're like, no, you gotta pay before, just in case you steal it, you at least paid for it. But
I mean, that's
like,
a bit ruthless, right? For a restaurant to do that.
Always.
I mean, to make page. I mean, if it was policy and everybody else was doing the same thing, fine.
Then it would be okay.
Argue the case.
Yeah,
exactly. But this is like they came in 3 black guys and they were like, "Holy shit, these guys are gonna steal Chinese food. This is what they're gonna do." Okay, I mean. That is just, I mean, there is no way, there's no grounds that the restaurant stands on because they don't actually have a policy. Because all the other patrons that were there, what's this guy's name again? Yeah, Wickham, the victim here. He actually asked the other patrons of the restaurant if they had to prepay for their food, and they said no, they didn't. So this is how he knew that this was
It
blatant
was
discrimination.
bullshit.
I mean, it's a great little earner for him. I mean, $10,000. I mean, that'll
Yeah.
get him a nice little sedan or something, But I mean, the question really, Exodus, is you know about all this racial shit that's going on in America. I mean,
Unfortunately.
is it still like that bad over there? I mean, do the blacks still get that level of discrimination just because of the color skin?
Honestly, I haven't seen any black people do anything messed up, but just for the fact that people just think because they're black they're gonna do it. That's the butt part, that the people just think that they're gonna do it, even though they had no intentions. Like
I mean,
there was
I
a guy.
thought. I mean, the thing is, I thought that the whole concept of the black and white thing, it had gotten over it because of the whole, more people are becoming open to having like interracial relationships, and it's not such a big deal anymore that maybe a black guy's going up with a white girl or a Chinese girl or whatever the fuck it is, or vice versa, even a black girl going out with some white dude or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand where this has kind of come from. I mean, it's very bizarre. I mean, it must seem very I don't know. It makes it very stereotypical of because I didn't think Chinese people were that racist, to be honest with you, but
Neither did
obviously
I.
they are. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they must. Deep down, they must be a little bit racist because, for them to think that just because you're black, you're gonna. I mean, what would they think if I turned up? They'd be like, "Dude's gonna blow up the restaurant. We better call the feds because before he blows up the restaurant and burns all that Chinese food." I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, the question I want to pass off to you guys who are watching us live, or those of you who are watching us on playback, is this a perfect and obvious, blatant version of discrimination or racism? I mean, the judge said it was been discriminative, but personally, I can't see it being discriminative. I can only see racism here because, and I think there's a different level of punishment depending on if it's racist or whether it's discriminative. Because all the other patrons that were in the restaurant at the time were white, and they were the only black people in there, and I just think you can't label that discrimination because that's obviously because they're black people. That's to do with race.
That's just like racism.
Exactly. I mean, and so the question is, I mean, is this blatant racism that you've seen on your screens here, or is there something deeper with it? And if you're Chinese, are Chinese people that racist that we just don't know about it? Let me know in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Please let us know down below. Also, I've just realised I've forgotten to do something over on YouTube, because that's probably why we're not getting any views over there. Let me just change that to entertainment, and then that should kind of help everyone see the video better. Also, obviously, Exodus. I mean, is there anything additional you want to add to this whole racism facade that happened at Hongqing Chinese eatery?
If you're gonna say it's your policy, actually make it your policy. Don't just do that just because this is the race. Either have it as your actual policy or don't bring it up at all.
I mean, does it affect you when you hear about news like this? Like, there's still this sort of like, there's still this massive work that still needs to be done to kind of overcome the whole race thing.
It actually does hurt me because there are people that just want to like go out and have fun, but people just they don't see intention; they see skin color.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's
and I think
just
that's
fucked up.
and that's quite a scary world, to be honest with you. I mean, I mean, I'm not a white guy either, and obviously, and obviously, me being of African descent myself, I'm in a very difficult position because I've got like brown skin, but I don't look like a black man because I'm not a black man. I'm an African man, and I think it's a very scary world to think that people are literally making their judgments, they're making their decisions, they're deciding how they're going to interact with you based on, like some people, on how you look, and mostly on how your color skin is. Especially if you're a customer of, going into a business, you're going to give them your money that you've earned from your work and stuff. And to be treated like that, I think is quite it's quite disgusting, to be honest with you. I don't know. What do you think, Exodus?
Yeah, just people just need to see, like, and they need to see like what that person actually is about, and not just their skin color to judge them.
Right. Anyway, that's the story. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. If you're watching us live or if you're watching us on playback, and don't forget to go check out the sponsors. As always, they're there to save you goddamn money. Moving on swiftly, we got a brand new story. That's right. This is just a really more of a congratulations, more of a round of applause. Obviously, last week we spoke about PewDiePie and Marzia doing. No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. Talking about PewDiePie and Marzia recently. Making their announcements that they were getting engaged. And last but not least, Mr. Roman Atwood joins PewDiePie and Marzia in proposing to his girlfriend. That's right. Roman Atwood last week was a big one for Roman Atwood, as they both, PewDiePie and him, proposed to their bloody girlfriends. That's right. The quite interesting thing here is what Roman Atwood did is he tweeted out this picture with the ring in his hand, and Brittany Smith, who's his girlfriend, was in bed. She was completely unaware. What question I have about this particular picture is that it's obviously broad daylight, the curtains look like they're open, and she's got a nightlight on. Wasting electricity. Interesting. Anyway, so not only did we get one huge influencer proposing, but Roman Atwood also proposed to his long-term girlfriend Brittany Smith in the sweetest way. The couple has been together for over 9 years and has 3 children together. And this is what the picture was that Roman tweeted out. She has no idea when she wakes up I am asking her to marry me. That got over 347,000 loves and 69.2 thousand retweets and comments. So that's fucking ridiculous. And then obviously she woke up, ring smacked on the finger, bam, check that out, he finally did it. And then he said, what? I have been with my soulmate for 9.5 years, and he finally asked if I would be his wife. I cannot explain how happy I am to become Brittany Atwood. And that got, believe it or not, only 111,000 likes and 18.1 thousand retweets. So that's not that many. I'll be honest with you. I was quite bummed down by that. Roman definitely got bigger followings. One really interesting thing about this story is they've been together for 9.5 years. Even with PewDiePie and Marzia, they've been together for over 8 years. And, I mean, Roman's had 3 kids with Brittany as well. So, they've had kids as well. The thing that's really interesting that I don't understand is, why wait so long to propose to get married? Was he unsure? Did he not quite know whether she's the right girl? 3 kids later, big house, massive YouTube following, Twitch following. I don't know. It's totally bizarre with these big sort of celebrity YouTubers and Twitch streamers that they seem to kind of stretch this bandwagon out a little bit just to make. I don't know whether they just wonder if the person they're with is gold digger and what have you, but yeah, it's totally bizarre. Anyway, Exodus, what do you think about this? Was this a shocker that Roman Atwood actually went through and gave Brittany an actual smile?
I mean, it was a shock he did it like that day, but everybody kind of knew that at some point he was going to propose to her. It was just a shock of when he was going to do it.
I mean, do you think it was he copied PewDiePie? Do you think he was like, oh, Pew's done it, I'm going to do it?
I feel like him doing it was a big influence, to get that extra push from him to do it. So yeah, I think he probably was a big factor in him doing it.
I mean, do you find it puzzling why they wait so long to actually, why they actually wait so long to get married?
I mean, there are people I've known that's waited like 10, 15 years to propose. So it just all depends on the person and like
Do you,
them like
I mean,
finding time.
do you find that puzzling, or is that just like whatever?
I mean it's kind of puzzling, but at the same time like it's just like I don't know. It's just like them seeing if the person they want to marry is worth it, so they give them a lot of time instead of just like the people that propose in like 3 months when they don't really
Yeah.
know them that much. So they get more time so they can know them better.
So do you think he actually did have like a sort of, is this the right girl moment? Like, was he thinking maybe this isn't the right girl? Do you think that was happening?
It's hard to tell because from what I've seen from the vlogs, they seem like they connect like a lot on certain things.
I mean, they seem like they're already married, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
You know,
they
I don't know
just.
if it takes I don't know if waiting this long kind of takes the fizz out of the bubble. You know, I don't know. It's
I
bizarre.
mean, I mean, another thing they might be doing it too is since they already feel like they're married, like they're pretty much just doing it just so it's like basically like official that they're married instead of just
Mm,
dating.
yeah. I don't know. It's a strange one. I mean, you know,
It
I
is.
mean, obviously, the question I want to pass up to you guys is, I mean, do you think they waited too long to actually propose to? I mean, PewDiePie and Roman Atwood, you know, vice versa. I mean, they both waited quite a long time to secure the deal. I mean, Roman really had 3 kids and already lived in a fucking mansion on a farm, and then decided to do this.
Yeah,
Is there is?
that's
I
the
mean, for the girl.
sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go on.
Go
No,
ahead.
no, go on, Exodus.
I was gonna
No, go
say
on.
yeah. The thing I found weird was that well, not really weird, but like but PewDiePie and Marcia don't have kids, but Roman's had three in total, two with one and the other two with Brittany. But I don't know. Everybody's different, I guess.
I mean, do you think it's because he had the first kid and it didn't work out that he was like, oh, you know what? Let
I
me
want to give
just
it more time.
make 100%. Yeah, you know, maybe that's
Yeah,
what it is. I don't know.
probably. Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, you guys let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this particular story with Roman Atwood. Whether you guys think he proposed copying Felix, or was it something that naturally happened, or do you think that he could have done something a little bit different? Or, I mean, 9.5 years, 3 kids later. I mean, I think you'd know. But I don't know. I don't know if the time is because of his first relationship didn't work out, and so on and so forth. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think about this particular situation. But anyway, moving. Exodus, is there anything you want to add to this?
Uh, I wish Roman, Brittany, and PewDiePie and Marcia the best in anything they do.
Hey, congrats goes out to them from all of
Pretty
us
much, yeah.
here at the T4 Army. Hopefully, they'll all work out exactly as they should. Right, moving
Yep.
on swiftly. We got a brand new story. That's right. This is a fragile story. Okay, guys. If you guys didn't know who Avicii is, what the fuck have you been doing with
Avicii.
yourself? But anyway, Avicii is a DJ superstar, and it came to an abrupt end. He was a Swedish DJ, and believe it or not, a lot of comparisons have been made between him and PewDiePie in the sense of which way they could have gone. And The Sun made a story on this titled A Fragile Soul. Avicii suicide. Superstar DJ killed himself. Family confirm as they say he wanted to find balance. The troubled DJ who was found dead at the resort in Muscat, Oman, was a fragile soul who couldn't go on any longer, his relatives said. It's a very, very bizarre story. I mean, there's a little video I want to play for you guys with Avicii from The Sun. I don't know how this video is going to be reacted to, but have a little listen, have a little look. Make sure to turn up your headphones so you guys can hear it nice and clear. Just buffering. Goddamn.
It is the
Come on,
worst
internet.
stomach cramp you can imagine, pretty much. It feels like someone's stabbing you in the stomach and the back simultaneously at the same time as it's escalating. For me, definitely the most pain I've been in.
Phone interview with what they're asking for is a 30-minute phoner block for a couple of different radio stations just to call you to show that you're back on track. Would you be up for them in like 2 hours, 12:30?
I was feeling like and then the only solution that I got was when is my next thing? To take like a medicine for it or to battle through it. Jag har oavsett sagt till dem så här. Jag kommer inte kunna spela längre. Jag har sagt typ jag kommer dö. When I decided to stop, I was expecting a completely different... I was expecting support in stopping. I was expecting, especially with what I've been through, and I've been very open with everyone I work with and everyone who knows me. I've been very open with what I've been through and what I've felt and what I've done and what, you know, everyone knows that I've been anxious and, you know, everything, and that I've been trying. So I didn't expect people to try to push me to do more shows when it really... when they'd seen how I felt doing it. So I did get a lot of resistance when I wanted to stop doing the shows.
I mean, it's an interesting story with young Avicii. I mean, he was a very young man and he died quite abruptly. So Avicii was a fragile soul who could not go on any longer. His family and tragically revealed the troubled DJ who was found dead at a resort in Oman is believed to have taken his own life. I mean, he didn't look very well anyway, to be completely honest with you. He did look like he was on a very downhill spiral. I mean, he was so successful so quickly. And this is a quick little background on it. The pregnant statement was released today as a tribute for Avicii. Real name Tim Bergling, poured in for the DJ after his death last week. It read out, our beloved Tim was a seeker, a fragile artistic soul searching for answers to external questions, an overachieving perfectionist who traveled and worked hard at a pace that led to extreme stress. When he stopped touring, he wanted to find a balance in life, to be happy and be able to do what he loved most, music. He really struggled with thoughts about meaning, life, happiness. He could not go on any longer. It's a very sad story. I mean, you know, such a young person who did sort of rocket to fame quite quickly. It was quite sad to see someone like that, I mean, get completely taken down. The Sun did follow up with a story saying the Avicii remembered, how did Avicii die, what has the DJ's family said about his suicide, and who was Wake Me Up star's girlfriend Teresa Kasivaraka, obviously Russian. He chose the name Avicii, which means the lowest level of Buddhist hell, because the musician's real name was already taken on MySpace. That was the only reason he chose that name. So yeah, I mean, it's a sad story. What happened to Avicii? It's another sort of telltale sign of someone who rockets to fame, gets a lot of recognition, does great things, makes a lot of money, gets a lot of success, and then falls short by taking their own life. And I don't know. I mean, is the fame game the issue here? Is it the fact that people get to such a level. We always talk about this. We've spoken about this for like weeks on weeks now, of people who are famous, who become famous, who don't know quite how to handle the difficulties that come with stardom, I guess, and trying to remain normal, I guess, in terms of trying to remain non-influential or non-important, but having the lifestyle of someone who obviously is very important. I think is a very tough balance, and a lot of stars, I think, struggle with this particular issue. And I think this is where, you know, these sort of things happen. I mean, they didn't want him to stop touring. They didn't like it when he stopped touring because obviously he was making a lot of money. And I think that was the fight. But there has been a lot of scandal around this suicide, of how this all came about. I mean, the musician was born in Stockholm on September the 8th, 1989, and he died on Friday, April 20th, 2018. He chose that we already said that he shot to fame with his Levels single in 2011, and followed up with the 2013 with the award-winning hit Wake Me Up. Avicii had a net worth of $85 million, which is about 61 million pounds at the time of his death. So the dude wasn't poor. He had plenty of money, but it looks like the money doesn't bring you the happiness. I think what it is like people, these famous people, they strive to become something massive because they want to show like the world of what they can do, but then they fall short because they want to remain normal, but they can't because everybody knows who they are and they follow them around, and paparazzi and this and that and the other, and they just can't deal with it. I mean, obviously the question I want to pass up to you guys, for those of you watching us live, for those of you watching us on playback, is what is your personal takeaway from Avicii's death? Do you think the suicide was something normal in the sense that it was a true suicide, or was it something more dark, something more devious going on behind the scenes? I mean, we did see that little clip momentarily. If you guys can see it, rewind back and check it. And do you not feel that he looked like an unhappy soul, just putting on a show for the world? Exodus D, what's your takeaway from this?
Well, there was also a thing, like, a code after he died, saying, like, for a little while, he was struggling with, like, a drug and alcohol addiction, too. But just in general, the way his fans reacted when he didn't want to do any more shows was just, like, completely just in the wrong. They should have just, like, accepted for what he's going through, that,
Yeah,
like, to keep on doing shows and stuff, it would ultimately, like, either, like, fuck up his brain or just completely just kill him. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, in general, it's just,
I mean, there was some speculation of what's up, JK? Welcome to the live stream, dude. Thanks for joining us on the podcast today. Let us know what you think about this particular story as well in the comments down below, so I can shout out whatever you're thinking. I mean, there was some speculation around the fact that obviously in this kind of industry, in the dance industry, DJing industry, there is a lot of drug taking, there is a lot of late nights, a lot of drinking, and it's a massive factor. It's a massive. Yeah, I mean, it does. I can imagine it must be, you know, it must be non-stop, really. I mean, he did live a very, very stressful life, especially when he was on tour, especially when he was doing his sets, flying from one country to the next every couple of weeks. And, you know, I mean, it must take its toll. It must crush somebody quite, especially when you become big, because then you haven't got any really... any kind of you haven't got any kind of rest. You know, you have no time to rest. You only got time to make music. And I think we're gonna have another guest join us in a minute. Mr. Fuzzy is gonna join us in Discord in a few seconds. He's just been... There he is now. He's here. He's live. Welcome, Mr. Fuzzy at NBC. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us today, as always.
What's up?
How you been, dude?
I've been doing good.
Right. Anyway, we're on the third subject, which is to do with Avicii and his suicide. Did you hear about this?
Negative. I have not.
Right, so Avicii is a big Swedish DJ. Well, was a big Swedish DJ, and he was, believe it or not, he was born on September the 8th, 1989, and he died on April the 20th, 2018. He had two massive hits. One called "Wake Me Up," which was in 2013, and "Levels" in 2011. And I think, I mean, what we're talking about is about people who are famous. I mean, there's a lot of, we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, of different famous people who have taken their own life. And the question really I'm trying to pass up to you guys is whether people get to a certain fame and then they don't know how to handle that fame because they just want to show the world what they like their personality or their artistry or whatever it would be. They're trying to show the world that, to appreciate that side. But because they're a person and they become, they become sort of pushed into the limelight, and they try to retain a normal living, but they can't because obviously they're now famous. I mean, he was estimated at a net worth of $85 million before his death, and we're just trying to debate on whether some people get to such a size that they just can't handle the fame. And there's a lot of things that go with it, like drug taking, drinking heavily, and all that sort of stuff to try and maintain the pace that you need to be at to do this kind of stuff. Is it just too much for people? That's the question. Exodus was about to give us an answer, so we'll get Exodus in to give us his opinion, and then we'll get Mr. Fuzzy in and see what he has to say about the whole Avicii suicide issue. Exodus D, what was you saying, dude?
I was just saying that just doing tours and stuff just like takes a toll on the body in general because there's a lot of just like drug use and shit and like alcohol drinking that like it just fucks with your kidney, and that's why he was saying he has like a lot of pain.
Yeah,
because
and a lot of it was
because of all the drugs and shit. Yeah, so then that just takes toll on your body to the point to where like it's either like you want to die or you just want to just like
keep
do
suffering,
anything.
really, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, exactly. No. I mean, Fuzzy, what do you think about this? The whole suicide and fame that seems to be happening quite rapidly recently.
I feel like they just get pushed too fast. Like I feel like people push them too hard to get the fame because they start out at a young age. They probably don't.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to get famous right off the bat. But there's some people that does, and some of them can't take all that fame. So,
I mean, the fame rush is quite quick as well.
Right, and it's like some people can take the fame, but there's some people. Some people are not mentally ready for all the people come to their house. People could have been verbally abusive to him, like, your music trash, kill yourself, and he probably put that in his head so long that nobody wants him to lie, so he actually killed himself.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen this a few times with a couple of other people. I mean, we were talking about that porn star last week who took her own life because of the repercussions of a tweet that she sent out about gay porn stars who are having sex with straight female porn stars, and she took her own life because of the repercussions, the backlash that came from people just digging at her, going, what the fuck are you talking about, basically. So I think there's a lot to do with social media in the sense of, I mean, he was praised a lot for what he was doing, but I can assume that there would have been some negativity at some point alongside everything, and we know within especially the DJing industry, it's a lot of dance music. It does attribute a lot of drug taking, heavy drinking, and is it worth the sacrifice to show people your talent to then end so quickly because you didn't expect the kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing for people who are on YouTube, I guess, or even for myself. If like 1 minute I'm like this small, and then the next minute I'm like 1 million subscribers, it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system in the sense of more people know who I am rather than not so many people know who I am, but I'm still able to showcase my talent to a very small minority of people. I think that's where it is, because I can still remain quite normal. I can still go to work. I can still go out to a shop and buy whatever the hell I want without much harassment. But I can expect there's a lot of people who were like that, and then they blew up, and then they couldn't handle
I
the
feel
lifestyle that comes with that.
I feel like there harassment could be taken either way, but there's some famous people that take harassment like literally, however you want to say it. And so they put it inside their head. Oh, they really don't want me alive. All these people don't want me alive. So why should I be here? Why? So they're like, let me do all of them a favor and do what they want me to do, is kill myself. And they don't know how. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very sad thing. I mean, no, at no point would I ever encourage people to take their own life. I mean, I would always say to people, if you feel low, if you feel down, if you feel depressed, talk to somebody. There's always somebody that will listen. There's always somebody that will give you that time. And if you don't have that somebody, find that somebody, because there is a lot of people out there I know who struggle a lot with dealing with their emotions, dealing with difficult things that come up in life. It could be very simple for someone else, but for them it could be very big. So keep your ears open, keep your hearts open, and always look out for each other, I'd say, because you never know when you might be that special person that saves somebody else, and you would have no idea that you actually did anything great. But I mean, is there anything else you guys want to add to this story before we move on?
No,
I'm good.
Right, so if you guys are watching us
wait.
Go on, Fuzzy.
Just keep in mind, just don't harass anybody, even though you don't like them. Don't harass, because it could their suicide note. It could, like, in their suicide note, it could say this person did this, and they will come after you because they feel like you're guilty for letting them do it.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a good point. That's a good point to end on. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching us live or if you're watching us on playback, please be sure to drop your comments down below. Let us know what you think about the Avicii suicide. Is it a conspiracy? Is it a natural suicide, if they can be called that? And what sort of top tips could you give to somebody to prevent themselves from taking their own life, even if they're feeling super stressed and feel like life is not worth living? Let us know in the comments down below. Moving on swiftly, we got a brand spanking new thing for you guys to see. That's right, all you young goddamn whippersnapper boys out there, keep your PP in your pants. Extreme cutout jeans. That's right, spark outrage and confusion. I'm not even joking. These jeans are actually for sale. You can actually buy these jeans and order them. So are they jeans or just glorified knickers gone way wrong? Remember when jeans were just denim trousers? Then came the advert for skinny jeans, followed by the high waist and the mom cut. All fashion revolutions in their own right at the time. How things have changed. Now they are all sorts of cookie reincarnations of a humble wardrobe staple, from crotchless styles to pairs that have quite literally been ripped to shreds. However, the latest sartorial scandal to take the jean world by storm comes courtesy of LA-based brand Karma Denim, whose extreme cutout jeans leave so little for the imagination. They're practically an anatomy lesson. So just to give you a heads up on what we're talking about, this is the jeans that they are actually selling, and they're selling this for $168. Okay, $168 for zero material of denim. Okay, literally, I mean, who the fuck would actually wear these jeans in public? I don't know, but my God, what a statement, right? The question really I've got to pass off to you guys, whether you're girls, whether you're boys, it makes no difference, is one, if you're a boy, would you let your girl or your mom wear these jeans out in public? And two, if you are a girl, would you wear these jeans out in public? Let us know in the comments down below. Obviously we'll bring Fuzzy in on this one. Fuzzy, what do you think of these extreme cutout jeans?
I'd rather save my money.
I mean, $168, right? Oh, he's cut out. He's gonna come back in. Okay, we'll bring. He's gonna come back in. He's come back in.
Oh, my
He's
fault.
come back in. That's all right. Yeah. So, $168. Would you let your mom? If your mom said to you, "Yo, I want these jeans," would you get it for her, or would you be like, "Mom, really?"
Let me tell you the honest answer I would give her.
Yeah. What's your honest answer?
First I'll say no. I'm gonna get you jewelry instead.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, I mean, would you let your girl wear these kind of jeans?
No.
I mean, what is the problem with these kind of jeans, Fuzzy, from your perspective?
You said crotchless pants, right?
Yes. I mean, if you're watching the YouTube, if you're watching the podcast right now live, you'll actually see on the screen the jeans I'm talking about. I've actually got a picture of it up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, they literally. I don't even know how they can be defined as a jean, to be honest with you, because there's hardly any jean material remaining. It looks like, some young kid has gone absolutely berserk on someone else. It's like what happens when couples get caught cheating, and then the guy was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut her favorite pair of jeans, but not in any style. I'm gonna cut it like extremely, and this is what the results were. So yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Exodus, what's your personal takeaway from the extreme jeans?
It's basically assless chaps, but they're advertised to be everywhere.
I mean, $168, dude. For
That's like a fucking that's like a pair of Jordans.
you know what I mean? And there's no material here.
Exactly. That's way too much money.
Mean, you tell me, Exodus, would you let your mom or your girlfriend wear these jeans?
Not in a million fucking years.
Why?
Because it's, as you said, it doesn't leave much to the imagination. And I don't feel like walking around in public and having guys stare at my mom.
I mean, the thing is, if you were out in public, right, and you saw a girl prancing around in these kind of jeans, would your attention be drawn towards asking her for her number and her name, or would you be thinking you're fucking insane?
Both.
You're insane in the membrane.
I would do both. I would tell her she's insane, then ask for her number.
I mean, the thing is, these kind of jeans, I mean, to be honest with you, only a specific body type of person would be able to wear them anyway, because they only come in certain sizes. But to be honest with you, I would feel very uncomfortable if I would not know where to look if a girl was walking down the street or even sitting somewhere on a train, on a bus, and she had those jeans on. I would be freaking the fuck out. I'd be like, oh
you
my
know
God,
what I mean?
I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look. One, I'll be like, what the fuck are those? And two, where the hell do I look next? Where do I look next? Anyway, I'll pass the question off to you guys who are watching us live or watching us on playback. Let us know what you think about these extreme cutout jeans. Is it $168 worth of denim, or is it just a super rip-off that's just absolutely ridiculous? Let us know in the comments down below. Have you guys got anything additional you want to add to the extreme jean cutout?
Just wear pants.
I mean, the shorts is better than what you're seeing. Okay,
Exactly.
I mean, there's more denim on shorts than there is on this whole jean. Okay, but I don't know. The world is becoming absolutely weird. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, I mean there is just absolutely no sense of morale anymore from what I can see. Either way, let us know what you guys think. Fuzzy, anything you want to add to this before we move on?
Don't buy your mom these jeans. Don't buy your mom these jeans.
Don't buy your mom these jeans. That's right. Right, moving on swiftly. We got the last and final story for today's podcast. And this one's a little bit of a tragic story with some things in between. This is about DeAndre Harris and the Unite the Flag protest that took on. So, black man beaten by white nationalists at Charlottesville faces criminal charges. We find it highly offensive and upsetting. This is a very strange story. In the sense that it had one twist and then it had another twist. But I'll break it down for you. It's your boy T4. So as you can clearly see here in this image, this guy's getting his head fucking kicked in. He's on the floor. He's getting beaten by this white guy who's got obviously a tool in his hand. They're going to go apeshit on this dude. So a black man brutally beaten at a white nationalist Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville is now facing a felony charge related to the August attack. A local magistrate issued an arrest warrant for DeAndre Harris on Monday after an accuser, whom police have not identified, claimed to have been wounded by the 20-year-old during the brawl, authorities told local media. So basically, we'll move on from this story. We've got an additional part to play for you about the black man beaten in Charlottesville, found not guilty of assaulting white supremacists. So basically, there was two sides to the story. The first side was there was this beating of this black guy. I mean, he would beat bad, dude. If you see the thumbnail of the YouTube video, you'll see what I'm talking about. But he was beat pretty bad. And at the same time of him being beat so bad, he was accused of starting the fight to begin with, and then this is what the backlash of it. But when he was brought to when the charges were brought to him, he was actually found not guilty of assaulting white supremacists. And I have got a video for you guys to watch, so you guys get a heads up of what it's all about. So let me drop this little video for you guys. Make sure you turn up your headphones so you guys can hear all the nitty gritty of this breaking story from the Washington Post. Oh, is it muted? Oh, is it muted? Oh, it's muted. Hold on. Oh, it's muted. Hold on.
You are the third grade? I would love to be raped by you. Woo! Hey! Oh, go! Yo, get the Yo, get the You are the third grade? I would love to be raped by you. Woo! Hey! Oh, go!
From the Timmy.
That is basically the assault that took place. So a black man brutally beaten at last year's Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, and who was later charged with assaulting a white nationalist, was acquitted on Friday. DeAndre Harris, 20, a former special education instructional assistant, was found not guilty by Charlottesville General District Court Judge Robert Downer Jr., not the actor, by the way, on a misdemeanor charge of assault and battery against Harold Cruz, a North Carolina lawyer and state chairman of the self-described white nationalist group League of the South. If Harris had been convicted, he would have faced up to a year in jail and $2,500 fine. The acquittal is a relief for Harris, who was beaten inside a parking garage next to the city police department on August the 12th, 2017. He suffered a spinal injury and head lacerations that required 10 stitches. The 2 months later, his legal path took an unexpected turn when Cruz filed a police report and pursued Charlottesville magistrates to issue an arrest warrant in October on a felony charge of unlawful wounding, which carries a 5-year maximum sentence. The news was cheered online by supporters of white nationalism, which is focused on the goal of achieving a white-only state. That is this is the guy. Okay, this is the guy. This is DeAndre Harris. This is him in a better light. I'm not. He looked a lot worse than this. And this is the guy who accused him. Who is an absolute sicko, if you ask me. It's quite a big, lengthy story. I mean, you guys can check the links down below if you want to read the rest of the story. There was some really horrific pictures of this poor guy who literally, I mean, it was bad. I mean, he was blood everywhere. But basically, what happened, and this takes us back to the first story that we talked about with the Hong Shing racist scandal. Is it seems like there's a lot of targeting happening recently, like against black people. I don't know what it is. There seems to be a lot of emphasis on blacks doing wrong things when they didn't do anything at all. And this is another sort of case of it happening. And I'm not picking this news to kind of sell this narrative. It's just what's coming up in the news. This is what I'm seeing, and I'm like, this is a bit bizarre. Why is this happening all of a sudden? And I mean, this poor kid, I mean, he's only 20 years old, and he got absolutely his head fucking kicked in by these guys from the White National Party. And obviously they are fully racist. They do not like anyone who is of any color but white. So they have a problem with people who are black, brown, Asian, Chinese, Hispanic. It makes no difference. Whatever the hell you are, if you're not white, they got a problem with you. So, you know, the dude kind of got wrong place, wrong time kind of scenario. But then later on, to kind of get themselves off the hook, they accused him of doing something first, which then was found to be completely false. The question really I've got to pass off to you guys about these kind of stories that are coming up in the media is I mean, I didn't think, I thought we had moved on from these kind of things. I thought that we had reached a point where we didn't have to really be concerned about racism as such, like to this degree. You know, I mean, we were just talking about this, me and Exodus, a second ago, but you know, I'll bring him back in a second. But I mean, why is this becoming so forefront? Why is there this sort of like underlying racism that seems to be kind of becoming rampant on social media now all of a sudden? I don't really understand where this is coming from. I mean, obviously you guys who are in America can give me the lowdown, and obviously I'll bring the questions in to Exodus D to begin with. Exodus, I mean, isn't this just another segment of what's going on already?
Pretty much, yeah. It's just about race. It's not about like intention. It was just they saw he was black and like, let's beat this motherfucker.
I mean, this is like things from like the KKK times, right?
The people that did this are basically in the KKK.
Yeah.
Right. The KKK, they only likes white people, and these people only like white people.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, Fuzzy, I mean, what's your takeaway from these kind of stories that's going on in America at the moment? Fuzzy? Oh, Fuzzy. I don't know if Fuzzy can hear us. Can you hear us? Fuzzy, can you hear me?
Fuzzy, you there, buddy?
Okay, well, Fuzzy's not there right now. I don't know what he's doing, but we'll continue with Exodus. I mean, the thing is, you see like the first story that we spoke about with Hong Shing, and then we look at this story with DeAndre. Fuzzy, can you hear me, dude?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I was just saying, what is your personal takeaway from these kind of stories that are happening with a lot of black people in America?
I feel like if the white people jump, is it a white person that got jumped, or did the white people jump the black guy?
Yeah.
White people jumped the black guy.
the white nationalists jumped the black guy.
Okay.
They beat him down.
Okay. So I feel like the white people are making all the white people look bad because that one thing can change everybody's point of view against white people. They can say, "Hey, all the white people are racist," and then all the black people just start jumping the white people.
So do you think that? I mean, the thing is, what happened in this particular incident is that the black guy got jumped by a white nationalist front, basically. And then to get themselves off the hook, they pretended that he assaulted them first and tried to get him a 5-year sentence in jail. But he was found not guilty, and that's how he's been let off the hook, basically. But that's quite disgusting, don't you think?
I do.
I mean, how does that make you feel? I mean, obviously, you yourself, you're in this kind of. But I mean, does it make you feel a bit weird, like how people might be looking at you when you're walking the streets? That they're actually just looking at you based on your color skin rather than what you have to bring to the table?
I do. Oh, it's disgusting what happened, and I feel like you shouldn't judge everybody upon their color or their looks, whatever.
Yeah.
And never judge a book by its cover.
I mean, does it make it difficult for you, like in America right now, to be able to kind of feel confident in the fact that whether you go to a supermarket or whether you go to a restaurant or whether you go anywhere, that, you know, when you walk into these establishments, that you're being targeted already because of your color skin?
Not really, because I live in a Mexican community.
Right.
So they don't look at me weird. It's just when I speak English around them, they're like, "What?" That's because
I mean, have you ever been out of state?
I have.
And when you go out of state, how does that feel?
I feel weird.
It feels different, right?
Right. I'm sorry.
What about you, Exodus? Yeah, go on. No, go on, Fuzzy.
I'm sorry, I'm out of breath, but I just got off work. So
Fuzzy's just got off work, dude. He'd been dying to get on the podcast, and we finally got him in. Exodus, what about you, dude? What's your feeling? I mean, how are you feeling about all these kind of things that are going on?
I feel like it's just completely just shitting on like the white race and just making us feel like we victimize everybody.
I mean, do you think this is just? Is this just a cause? Is this a way to cause more sort of racial tension, even though it doesn't exist? But they're just making it exist because they're bringing these kind of
what
news
they're
to
doing.
light.
Yeah. I feel like it's trying to make. I feel like they're trying to like bring everybody like against each other, like how it used to be.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I honestly blame it all on Trump. I feel like he gave everybody outlook of how he wants to deport Mexicans back to Mexico, stuff like that. I feel like that he's putting in the white premises, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
I feel like they put in their mind, oh, we need to send the black people back to Africa. You know, but I don't think like that. We all equal in some way.
Yeah.
But you know, I can't really do nothing. All I can do is sit back and relax and watch.
I mean, the thing is, it must be quite a daunting time, to be honest with you, if you feel that way, because you know, I mean, I know it's never going to go back to the times where, you know, you had white benches and black benches, but I mean,
Thank God for that.
It doesn't feel very good right now. You know, it feels very strange that this is. I mean, you're going out and you're within your family, you're within your neighborhood and whatever, and you know you don't know what's happening in certain. I mean, certain people are trying to make sure that that social integration is happening. You know, where people of different nationalities, races, colors, religions are all mixing and trying to get on with each other. And then you've got stories like this that are coming up that are kind of creating these small voices to make you think, actually, maybe they're just putting on a show, and deep down they actually want to kill me or something, you know? I mean, is this the kind of picture that's been painted here?
I feel like it has over the years of people. It starts off with the police brutality against the black people. I think that's where it began. Painting the bad images of the white people is when the cops go and kill the black people for no reason. I'm white.
Yeah.
I'm 50% white and 50% Puerto Rican. So either way, it still makes me look bad because I'm white, you know.
Yeah. Of course.
And if I decide to become a police officer, it's still gonna look bad on me because I'm a white officer, and they're gonna like.
Yeah. Right. Exodus, what about you, dude? What are you thinking?
I just feel like the way, like he was saying, the police brutality and all that shit, and the shit that's going on recently, it's just making us white people look like we're fucking like racist assholes. But that's not. But like that's just like a certain percentage of white people. A lot of white people I know are like very like respectful and shit. Like they don't. I've never even like I have those friends that I've never even seen like cuss before.
Really?
And they're in like their early or mid 20s.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you guys wanted to add to this particular story?
This story, no.
Like I said before, never judge a book by its cover. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, Asian, Mexican, or nothing. You don't ever judge a book by its cover because you don't know their story.
I mean, do you think? I mean, I just one last question to both of you guys. Do you think we should be working harder to break down these prejudices by getting along more? You know, by not looking at the like you're saying, Fuzzy, by not looking at judging the book by its cover, by interacting with people who we wouldn't normally talk to or normally interact with, just so that we can build some sort of barrier between. Like bridges between the two different nationalities or races or whatever, so that we're not so alien to each other. Do you think that's important?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question again?
Oh, you both went at the same time. Right, Exodus, go first.
I was gonna say, I feel like that would be important to do that, just so like everybody knows like where everybody's like coming from, and like they can each like take turns telling the story of like how they grew up and stuff, and like all the fucked up shit that's happened to like people of other race, and then us white people can be like, wow, they really have gone through some fucked up shit, and we should just like take it easy on them.
What about you, Fuzzy?
You know that song that's called "I'm Not Racist"? That's basically what we have to do. We have to sit down with the people that we think is wrong. We have to sit down. We tell them our story, and then they tell us their story. That's how I feel about the whole thing.
I think that's a really good motto, and I think that's a really good thing. I mean, I want to kind of literate this, is that, you know, I mean, the T4 Army and the Tameen 25 channel is being created to kind of bring all of these differences together, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're religious, whether you're black, white, it doesn't matter. All of us, we have to come together. We have to break these barriers down and realize that at the end of the day, there's a fundamental thing that brings us so close together that we don't even believe, we can't even see it. And it's the fact that we're all human beings. All of us, we bleed the same blood, we breathe the same air, we'll eat the same kind of foods. And we have to kind of like look beyond what we physically see, and realize that we're looking at another human being. I think that's a really important thing that we have to try and do somehow. I mean, it's up to us, the people who live in the countries, who live amongst our communities, amongst our neighbors. We have to try our best to try and bring the people together and not allow the social divisions and the stigma to create the facade that unfortunately the media help to portray, and politicians help to push. So I mean, the question I really want to pass on to you guys who are watching us live, or who are watching us on playback is, I mean, is it how important is it that we build the bridges so that there isn't this issue with different social people and people of different nationalities and races, and the second thing is racism becoming something which is just a word but people are just abusing? Let me know in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys.
Can I add something onto this? Can I add something?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
All right, so this is what I always say to people that I hear online when I play with my friends online. I always hear that one person always saying that they always get bullied and they call them the N-word with a hard R.
Yeah, the hard R, yeah.
And then I tell them life is too short to harass people. We all need to come together because our lives are too short. We can't be harassing this person one day and then try to be their friends tomorrow.
Yeah, of course.
We just have to come together. No harassment, nothing like this, because our lives are too short to harass people.
100%. 100%. I definitely agree on that. I mean, what do you guys think of that particular ending there with Fuzzy? Let us know if you agree or you disagree. I'd like to hear it. Either way of the story, I'd like to hear it so that we get an idea of what people are thinking. I mean, I know a lot of people will agree, and there are going to be those that are going to disagree. And it's important that we get both sides because that way we can find how we can build the bridge. Without both sides, we can't build the bridge, dudes. So that's pretty much it. This is where we ending on today's show. I want to say a massive thank you to.
Can I ask 2 questions to the stream?
Yeah,
y'all guys. Okay.
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, Fuzzy's gonna ask you guys 2 questions, guys. Listen out for it. Yes, Fuzzy.
Call of Duty 4. What do you think about that coming out?
Oh, okay. So we're bringing some extra news into the podcast. So, Call of Duty 4. I'll be honest with you. I am not actually looking forward to the game. I know there's been I mean, if you're a Call of Duty fan, you're going to love the game either way. But I'd be honest with you, I am a Call of Duty fan. I've played every Call of Duty that ever came out. But I am not going to be playing the new one. I just feel like Call of Duty have lost their mojo, the genre of gaming that they're in. I just don't. I'm just not in it. I just don't get. I don't feel it anymore. I don't get the feeling I used to get when I used to play like Black Ops 3. You know, I mean that was like the last Call of Duty game that I played that I was like, this is so good. I mean, they brought out Infinite Warfare, they brought out World War II, they brought out Modern Warfare Remastered, and it was not as good. It was supposed to be as good, but it wasn't. The feeling of the fun of the game died so quickly. It was ridiculous. And even till today, I still see people going to play Call of Duty 3 because it was the last one that was worth playing. All the ones that came after were just a waste of time. So personally, I've seen the trailers, I've seen all the press behind it, and I'm not looking forward to the game. I know that some people are gonna be like, "What, T4? You're not gonna play?" I'm not gonna play it. Okay, I didn't play World War II. I got sick of the game so quickly I didn't even get to stream it. That's how bad it was because, you know, like if you guys remember when I did the playthrough for Mafia 3, it was so hard for me to get that game done because it got so boring. And you guys heard me ranting and raving about how shit the game was, even though I was playing it every single day. And I said to myself after that game, I'm never doing that again. I'm going to play a game for at least like a couple of weeks, see how I feel about it. And then if I feel, yeah, it's worth streaming or worth making a video about, I'll do it. And World War II did not sell for me. It was good for like a week, and then I was sick of it. It was so repetitive. It was just a wannabe Battlefield. That's what it was. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. And World War III and Call of Duty 4, I just feel will be exactly the same thing. Okay. What's your second question?
Okay, the second one is. It's not really a question. It's how I feel, and I want y'all to put y'all's inputs out there too, okay?
Yep.
Call of Duty is having their first battle royale. The first ever. All the characters from all the games that they have created, all in one game, in the biggest map in history of battle royale, and the most characters in battle royale. What would you play that to see how the feeling is of the battle royale? If you like it,
I mean,
stream it and stuff like that.
This is the thing. I mean, if you guys don't know, H1Z1 just came out with their Battle Royale beta. If you guys haven't downloaded it on your PS4s yet, get on it and download it, because I'm going to be streaming it tomorrow. So please make sure you've downloaded H1Z1, you've got it loaded on your PS4, because I'm going to be starting to play. I'm going to start playing that Battle Royale because it looks fucking amazing. So the thing is, I'm going to play it and see how we get on with it. And if Call of Duty can make a game like that, I guess it will be good to play. But the problem is how long does the feeling last? This is my problem with the Call of Duty concept. I mean, we know every game now that's got a shooting in it is going to have a Battle Royale mode. Even to the extent that GTA5 have released Trapdoor, which is a Battle Royale version of a game mode in GTA 5 as the latest update. And we know Red Dead.
Technically, GTA 5 in general, that's why you have crews. You can have battle royals against crews.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. I mean, and the thing is that with all of these games that are coming out now, they're all going to have a battle royale mode. I mean, Call of Duty are focusing on the fact that it will be just a battle royale mode game, a bit like what Fortnite have done and PUBG have done previous to that. The problem I have is not how big the map is going to be, what kind of characters there's going to be in it and stuff like that. It's the gameplay, you know. It has to make me feel like I want to play the game, you know. And if I don't get that feeling, if I complain about the game, that means I'm not going to play the game. That's the truth of it. You know, if I play the game and I think, fucking hell, well, they should fix this, they should fix that, they should fix this. I mean, the biggest brunt I have with Fortnite is the shooting. The aiming is fucking ridiculous. But that's the only thing I've got against the game. Everything else is super fun, and the game is so light-hearted. I mean, for a game that involves you killing people and trying to win a match, I've never known a game that I've played, even versus PUBG, where I have been able to go back over and over again, knowing that I'm probably going to lose, trying to get that win. And just killing someone is like a victory and a half. So the game has to have that kind of level of involvement, that kind of level of engagement for me to kind of like give it my everything, you know. And if I don't feel passionate about it, I'm not going to be in it. So that's where I stand with the Call of Duty, to be honest with you. At the moment, this is where my position is. I will be playing it, but I won't be playing it live to begin with. I'll just be banging it out on my own just to see how it is. And then if I think, yeah, we can stream this shit, then I'll probably get a copy and stream it. But otherwise, I don't know.
I feel the only thing I'm happy about Call of Duty 4, it's boots on the ground. That's the only thing. I hate the
jumping, flying shit.
I hate
it. I know. It's so unrealistic. It's unreal.
Well, people say that
flying around the map.
People say that they copied off the Advanced Warfare. Do you know what Advanced Warfare is? It's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's still the same brand, but they take that and then put it into like. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, I'm looking forward to the game's release. I will play it, but whether I stream the game is another story. That will depend on how good they make that game. Exodus, what's your takeaway from the Call of Duty facade?
I think, to be honest, I've never really. Well, I have played Call of Duty, but I've never gotten into it because like. I'm atrocious at gun games, and I don't even have like a PS4 or anything. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't play it.
Right. So for you personally, it's because you're not good at the gun games. That's why you're not really like into it that much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Right. Anything else, Mr. Fuzzy?
Yes.
Oh. Anything else?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
If Black Ops 3 comes out with it and you play it and you think this part needs working on and this part needs working on, and if they fix it, would you stream it if you actually liked it after the update came out for it?
Oh, I mean, definitely. I mean, if I play the game, I normally play a game for about a week before I start streaming it, and if I like the game, then I will definitely stream it. But it has to hit a certain. I mean, with the thing that frustrated me with Call of Duty is, one, they release too many games too often. They are pros at stealing your money for no reason. That's what's happened. Okay, for me, that's how I feel about the company who make what they called again? I forgot their fucking name.
There's two of them that make it. There's Activision and there's Bungie.
That's it. Activision. Activision just pissed me off. Okay, I mean they pissed me off from World War II when they wouldn't send me a code so that I could play the game for free. And they have sent me codes before for Black Ops 3, for fucking Modern Warfare, for Infinite Warfare, and then they wouldn't send me one for World War II. I was like, why? Why won't you send one now? Huh? You send it for every other game you've ever made. So, you know, it's the engagement from the company as well. I don't know. I'm starting to get a weird taste in my mouth. You know, I haven't had that taste from Rockstar. Every game they've brought out is always complete. It's ready to go. You know, there is no massive anything they release is just additionals. It's just game modes they want to add to the game. The game itself is ready for you to play. You know, to experience the full brunt of it, and that's what a game needs. You know, and that's what they did with Call of Duty 3. You know, that's what they did. They did it well, and then they lost it with trying to remake Modern Warfare because it was the best game they ever made, and then they tried to do Infinite Warfare, fucking zombies in space. Just didn't work. You know, it just did not hit the milestone they were looking for. And then now they brought out World War II, trying to go all the way back in time. But Battlefield already did it, and they did it successfully. And then they're trying to bring out Battle Royale. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I mean, that's the best thing I can say is we'll see. We'll see what I had a chance to look at some development of the game, and it looks good, but I'm holding my breath. I'm not gonna dive into it too quickly. That's where I stand with it. Anything else, Mr. Fuzzy?
Yes. Okay. I was watching one of your videos.
Jesus Christ! You said 2 questions, and now with 4 questions in. Okay, go on.
Right?
So I watch your live streams, and I always see people always asking about Xbox 360 or Xbox One. Would you think about getting an Xbox 360 with GTA 5? Because I know people that watches you on my friends list that watches you, and they always ask me, hey, when you talk to him again, ask him will he get an Xbox 360 to role play with us. And this is the day I did.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've never been a fan of Xbox. I'm a PlayStation fan all the way through and through. I mean, if there's enough demand for it, there's no reason why I wouldn't get an Xbox, but there would have to be like at least 100 subscriber demand. You know, there'd have to be like at least 100 people that would say, yes, T4, you need to play on Xbox. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't get it. I mean, I know PlayStation are bringing out their new console next year, in line with GTA 6, and I'm probably going to buy that, to be honest with you. Because the thing is...
Okay, about GTA 6, I still don't believe it's coming out yet. I feel like it's coming out in 2020 because there's been so...
Yeah, but even if it comes out in 2020, they're going to be releasing trailers next year for it. And the PlayStation 5 will be coming out. So, and it comes out normally just before that game is going to release. Because that's normally the biggest game that goes out with a package on the PlayStation 5 that will be coming. So that's what I'm looking forward to be honest with you. And the game I'm looking for, the only game I'm looking forward to, like actually like gagging to play, is Red Dead 2. That's the game that will overtake my channel. When that comes, I'm buying that the day it's released. I've already pre-ordered it. Okay, so it's coming. Okay, it's gonna be like the game that I'll be straight on as soon as it comes out, because I absolutely loved Red Dead and Red Dead 2 with Battle Royale. Oh my god, Western worlds are gonna be fucking. It's just cowboys and Indians and game and a Battle Royale is just something. It just sounds so attractive.
I got another question.
Okay, this is your last one, and then I have to end the show.
Okay.
Turning into a Q&A.
So if Rockstar comes to you, and if Rockstar comes to you, say, hey, pick a handful of people that you want their voice in GTA 7, just to put it out there. If they said, who would you pick to be your teammates for this season of GTA 7? Who would it be? Would you pick me, or would you pick somebody else?
On the on the new PS5.
If GTA 7 comes out, then no, or GTA 8.
GTA 6 hasn't even come out yet.
GTA 6 hasn't even come out yet. Okay, so you're talking about the game that will be developing after GTA 6. Is that what you're saying?
Right, yeah.
Like a future game. Right, okay. So hypothetically, a future game, so say GTA 7, as just for argument's sake, the crew would normally be the people who are here, to be honest with you. The longest Patreons are the ones who get first dibs always. And then it fickles down to the people who are the least that arrive. So, I mean, the thing is that the channel's design is built around subscribers. So it's a channel for you guys to get interacted with. So, you know, it's if you watch the streams, if you watch the shows, if you watch the podcast, if you get into the games that I play, then everyone is on the team, really. It just depends on how hungry you are to be on the team, and then you get in pretty much. So it would I mean, look at the degree I went through to get you onto Fortnite.
Right.
So, you know, you're the only person I've ever added Fortnite through mobile to play with me on live stream. So, you know, you're pretty lucky. Trust me. I wouldn't do that for most people. A lot of people will tell you that. I mean, the amount of people I delete who have been with me for years, and then I'm just like, no, don't step out of line, because I will just fucking ban you forever. So, you know, I mean, I would choose people who I know are either good at the game, have some passion for the game, or have been with me for the longest. That's how I choose people to roll with me. And obviously those who have donated or who have bought merch, or, you know, all these kind of people, they kind of go up in the rankings, as it were. I mean, I'm not a channel that's like 1 million subscribers where, you know, I've got hundreds and thousands of merch going out the store all the time. So it would be impossible for me to pick people, but I'm a small channel. So for me, it's more easier to pick certain people to be with me in certain, like, some people get chosen above others, hands down. Like, you know, people know, like Tara gets first dibs near enough on everything. Crazy Holes is going to be up there. I mean, Exodus knows he's in that list. You got people like even Spade knows that he's in that list, to be honest with you. And then there's a few other people. I mean, there's Josh. There's a few people who are in that list. There's Zero. You know, he's been with us for a while. So it's really depends on how much interactiveness I get from certain people. Will depend on who stays on and who doesn't, and who plays with me first and who plays with me second. And,
well, recently,
you know,
I've been watching all of your live streams and stuff like that. I mean, I've been trying to help you out, watching your chats, but and I've been putting your stuff out, like your YouTube name and stuff like that too.
Yeah, no. I mean, obviously, all the stuff that you're doing is all the right thing. So don't get me wrong. It's you're in the right direction. But it's got to be a natural kind of want to do it. You know, like if you look at like Exodus, if you look, they do things out of their own back, but they do it naturally. It's not forced. You know, they're not looking for anything in return for whatever they do. So even like Tara, she doesn't do everything that she does it because she wants to do it, because she wants for it to be a success. Even with Crazy Holes, even with Zero, everybody who's in, you know, even with Zentiem, with Jake, all of them. They all are here because they want to see a success of the channel or whatever it would be. Even with Electric Skateboard, even with Spade, you know, even with Cog Whistle, all of them are here because they want to see something happen, and they want it to happen off their own backs. They're not looking for then, oh, T4's going to do this for me, or he's going to get me in this because I'm doing this or whatever. So it's the more natural you are with it, the more I see it, I guess, and the more I big you up for whatever you do. The more forceful it seems. And because you imagine if you're somebody who is constantly, for example, retweeting my tweets, just for argument's sake, and then all of a sudden you stop retweeting my tweets because, say, you were sick or you went on holiday or you had exams or whatever it would be, I will see that straight away. I'll be like, oh, what the hell's going on there? Why are they not retweeting anymore? So then it straight away starts to click in my head, like, oh, they're not really watching me that much, or maybe they're not, you know, paying attention to whatever I'm doing. So then it starts to raise questions of how loyal they are. So that's the kind of thing. Whatever you do, you got to make it consistent. Just like me, whatever I'm doing, I've got to make it consistent. Like we have the Friday show, we have the Saturday show, and we have the Sunday show. Everybody knows that. I have to make sure I'm here for every one of those shows. If I miss a show and I don't tell you guys I've missed that show, you guys feel shit about it. And I hear loads of shit about it. Okay, I'm not even.
Well, T4,
the amount of private messages I get is ridiculous.
All right, T4,
so you know,
I have to go because I have to jump into the shower.
No worries, Mr. Fuzzy. Yes, dude. Right. Thank you for being a guest today on today's show. A big shout out goes out
even though I'm late, thank you for having me.
No, MBC Fuzzy, thank you very much for joining us, dude. And hopefully we'll look forward to seeing you on further podcasts in the future.
Alrighty.
And live streams.
Alrighty.
All right, dude. Also, a big shout out goes out to Mr. Exodus D, obviously, for joining us again on another show. Thank you very much, Mr. Exodus D, for joining us and being with us through these difficult times. And also, big shout out goes out to the guys for watching us over at youtube.com and twitch.tv. We've only got JK to say a big shout out to over at YouTube. If you guys did drop a comment and I didn't see it, I'm really sorry, but that's all YouTube is letting me see at the moment. I don't know why. And over at Twitch.tv, we had plenty of people. We had the infamous Cog Whistle. We had a brand new person, Commander Root, joining us over at Twitch.tv. Spade 809, sorry. And also, we had the infamous Electric Skateboard joining us over at Twitch.tv. Thank you very much for joining us, guys, on another Friday podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Don't forget, guys, to go check out the sponsored links. As always, they're there to save you money. Big shout out goes out to Cinch Gaming, CD Keys, and Razor.com. Not forgetting the infamous T4 Army merch. If you guys haven't checked it out, be sure to go check it out right now. And also not forgetting G2A.com over at Twitch.tv and G4G and Streamlabs, keeping those donations rolling streamlined straight to my pocket. Thank you very much to all you guys who ever donated to the live stream. You are amazing. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. As I said, we're going to be running H1Z1 on tomorrow's Saturday stream. So be sure to join us for that. Exclusive, brand spanking new content. So be sure to be here or be square. I don't know how good it will do. I don't know how bad it will do. The game looks pretty good. We're still in the phase. It's in beta. So it's still a testing game, which is why I'm streaming it. Just to give H1Z1 a kind of like boost on their new franchise, I guess, of doing a battle royale game under their franchise. So yeah, be sure to join us for tomorrow's stream. It should be fun. But I guess until then, guys, as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and peace.